This
We'll start.
conference will now be recorded.
Maybe if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll also start. I'll explain you what is meant by stateful and stateless. Especially this subject is useful for any developers. Very important. And I'm sorry to say developers. It's not developers. Everyone, but mostly benefit towards the developers. The information which I'm going to explain you, especially what is stateful application, stateless application, what is meant by stickiness, some of the things which I did not explain you. Yes or no? So any questions on auto scaling? Auto scaling is nothing but you are scaling in and scaling out. Scale up, scale down. So what is meant by scale up and scale down? Sir, if more and more requests are coming, servers will be increased or the risk be right. What is meant by scale down? The servers will decrease. And we are following right now, what is that? Horizontal scaling, not vertical scaling. 95 or 90% of the world will use horizontal scaling, not vertical scaling. Any one has any questions? Clear, guys? Online people or anyone? Is it clear?
Yes, Kumar.
Anyone has any questions? Okay. Now,
looks like yesterday's recording was not uploaded. Just for
I don't know, sir. I don't have any permissions. That will be done by Kelly
okay,
Technologies people. I'll inform them.
okay,
I'm
thank
just like you. I can only just present and record button. That's it. Apart from that, everything will be taken care by. No permissions for me.
okay, thank you.
Okay. So let's talk about some bits and pieces about stickiness concept. To understand stickiness concept, you need to understand types of applications you have it. So please write it down. Important, sir. This is I would come up and say personally I'm telling you my Microsoft fifth round, especially fifth round was a technical leader round. If he feels like I am very good, then no one can stop me. Even I do a little bit wrong or something wrong in sixth round, I'll get selected. Especially when I explained about, he asked about application and all those kind of system designing. I explained about stateful and stateless application. He was very impressed on that one. So one of the key reasons getting selected in Microsoft is about this topic also. So he explained me about so that's the reason. Let's talk about some important. So what is meant by auto scaling? What is meant by stateful application, stateless application? What is the reason why you need to enable stickiness concept? Let's talk about what is meant by a load balancer. Any kind of a load balancer, I will have a server number 1, I have server number 2, I have server number 3. 3 servers are in a load balancer. So that means the end user will go and hit the request here. This request is sending to how many systems? 3 systems. So hope you understood, right? A simple load balancer, server number 1, server number 2, server number 3. Fine. And let us take an example. I'm taking a simple application, and then you will have one more thing here. What is that? Database. All the 3 application servers are connecting to the database. A simple architecture. If you see a simple architecture, outside temperature is cold. Okay. Oh, okay. That's fine. So if you see, customer will hit a load balancer URL. Load balancer can send it to server number 1, 2, and 3, and you have a database, right? So let's go and write it down. When you talk about normally an application, especially what kind of an application, write it down. I'm talking an application which is what kind of an application? Web-based application. I'm talking about something called as a web-based application. Sir, what is the meaning of a web-based application? www.google.com, facebook.com, amazon.com, these kind of an applications. Web-based applications are divided into 2 types. Write it down. There is another name also. What is that? When you talk about a web-based applications are divided into, normally divided into, sir, what kind of an applications we are developing? Internally, it is divided into stateful application and stateless applications. Sir, what is the benefit? Why do we require all these things? Let's go in detail. Okay. So first understand what is meant by stateless application or a very simple application. Very, very simple application. Take an example. Take an example of www.kumar.com or www.kumar.com. So what is meant by kumar.com, or I'll tell you what happens. Sir, what is the meaning of www.kumar.com? When anyone in the world clicks on www.kumar.com, so what should it appear? Whenever anyone clicks on it, it should show my picture, my age, my what I'm doing, what is my experience, what are the works I'm doing. Neatly, it has to go and provide. Is it clear, right? So website is there. When anyone in the world clicks on www.kumar.com, so HTML page is there which will go and provide an application, right? That application is installed here. Yes or no? All the three are application server. My application is installed here. What it will go and click, anyone in the world go and clicks on www.kumar.com. So the request will go hit here. From there, it will go into this server number one. Server number one will load the basic HTML page and deliver back to you. So the end user will go and click on www.flipkart.com, sorry, kumar.com. The page is coming back to you. Yes or no? Okay, sir. Very good. Now the question comes into picture is pretty straightforward, sir. Let us take an example. Let us take an example. This server is deleted because of auto scaling. Scale down, scale up. No one is logging. Why do you require 3 servers? So it will become minimum how many? 2 servers or 1 hour, 1 server you mentioned. That server number 1 is deleted due to auto scaling rules. What will happen? Tell me. What will happen? So again, Dikshit will go and click on www.kumar.com. What will happen? The request will go and hit a load balancer. Now the request will not go to server number 1 because the server number 1 is not there. It will go to where? Server number 2 and 3. So what is happening when I log in, when you people log in, the person from the laptop, he is logging, right? This area is called as, what did I specify? What did I tell you? This area is called as server side and client. Okay. When a client is logging to the server, server is not storing any information about me, who I am. Like for your example, I am Dikshit. www.kumar.com. When I click on it, Dikshit details are not stored in server number 1, 2, and 3 or anywhere. So those kind of, you go and click on, I go and click. I'll take a simple example for a better example. www.salmankhan.com. You go and click on www.salmankhan.com. It will show you the same details. I go and click on www.salmankhan.com. It will go and show me the same detail. These are static pages. And salmankhan.com server will not store who are you. Can you tell me who are you? I will store your information. It is not caring about who is logging, what is logging, nothing. So those kind of an applications are called as, what is that? What is that? Stateless application. Sessionless. Your details, who are you, what, where, how, are you really login? Hey, only Kumar has logged in correctly, man. If you want to go for it, we are not going for anything. Stateless application. No, write it down. What is stateless application? No, okay, customer details are stored at server side. No, customer details are stored at server side. So that is called as stateless or sessionless. Session means, what is the meaning? A small information about you. That information is not stored. Clear, guys? Now, I don't have any problem. Server number 1 deletes. Any problem is there? Server number 2 gets delete. Any problem is there? No? Simple, right? Nothing is there. Load balancer is sending to server number 3, happily working fine. Now I will take one example of, now this is very, very important. Now I am explaining you what is meant by stateful application, how the architecture will fail when you go for stateful application. Now I will go similar, sir. Same thing, what is meant by stateful application. A real-time example, ICICIbank.com. ICICIbank.com. Sir, what happened? The end user from his laptop is typing, what is that? ICICIbank.com. The request will go to, what is that? Load balancer. Load balancer has server number 1, server number 2, server number 3, server number 4, server number 5, lot of application servers. So many people are logging into icsbank.com. You have a database. All the servers are connecting to, what is that? This one. So the load balancer will send the request. How many servers are there? 5 servers are there. Very good. Now I'll take an example of Dikshit. Now what is meant by stateful application? Dikshit will go and click on www.icicibank.com. The request will go to the load balancer. The request will go to the server number 1, load the basic HTML page, and then deliver back to Dikshit. And Dikshit, it will ask you, please enter username and password. Dikshit will enter username and password and click on OK. So load balancer generally what uses? Round robin method. When he provides username and password, when you click on OK, the request will go. Now it will send it to which server? Server number 2. Now you have provided username and password. That username and password will validate with what? Database. In the database, it has the username and password details. It will validate username and password, and it will come up and specify, hey, Dikshit has provided correct details. So what will happen? What is meant by stateful application? Very, very, very important. This area is called as, what is that? What is that? Server side. What will happen? You have provided correct details. Your details, Dikshit has provided username, password, and everything, right? A small information file gets created in this server about Dikshit. Small, we call it as a session, you call it as a cookie, I don't care. A small information will be stored. Dikshit details, when he has logged in, what is the time TTL to live, who is this user, Dikshit at the rate of gmail.com. Some information about you gets stored here. It will go and it will send a request back to your laptop, and in your laptop also a small what will get created. What is that? Cookie gets created about your information. That is the reason. I don't know how many people know this one or not. Can you please tell me what is the difference? Let me log in. Let's take an example. The same thing. I am logging like icicbank.com. I'm logging to AWS. Yes or no? It is asking me what to enter. Can you tell me what should I enter here? What I am entering here? Username and password. Yes or no? When I enter username and password, it provided me my details. Yes or no? Yes or no? Can you tell me, can you please tell me, can you please tell me why we have this button? What is the reason why we have this button? We can directly close this one, right? Then why do you have a sign out? Why do you
Sir,
have a
we
sign out?
started
How the
talking about
session
the
begins.
Okay. The reason is, now in what is present in your laptop, Cookie mean information about Dikshit, it will say. So next time you open it, see, I don't go and provide any. I'll go and click on AWS console. I log in. I will not enter username and password because already cookie information is present in my laptop. It already opened it. Is it clear, right? So in my laptop, a small cookie is stored information about Dikshit. So whenever you log in www.amazon.com, it will look for that cookie. Who is that cookie? Or a Dikshit is there, it will directly dynamically load Dikshit information. Is it clear, right? So any request now you are from this laptop, it will look at the cookie. In the cookie, it will have the information of what is that? Dikshit. It will ask, I am Dikshit. Now you go and click on, and you click on this button, right? What will happen? It will send a request. Give me the information of all the EC2 instance, which EC2 instance user is equal to Dikshit. Is it clear, right? So that cookie is there. Now the biggest problem will come. That is the reason why you have a button here. Can you tell me why do you have this button? What should I do? If I click on this button, what will happen? Huh? What is
Suppose
the meaning of
you
logout? What is the meaning of a logout?
session file or cookie file
That
clearing
session
out.
which is cookies created in my laptop, right, will get deleted. That is the reason why you have a concept called as sign out. Otherwise, you would have directly closed it. If I directly close it, again it is opening without username and password. Why? The cookie is present in your laptop. Is it clear, right? So now the big problem will come into picture. Now see, sir, what is meant by stateful application? Cookie is there. Now second server it reaches, it will authenticate with database. A small information about Dikshit will store here, and it will also store the small information in Dikshit in your laptop, and it says welcome to icicibank.com Dikshit. Now Dikshit will say Ammaya, this is what it will say. Dikshit want to go and click on what is the bank balance. He has it, bank balance. He clicks on it. Now what will happen? It will send the request. I need the details of what is that Dikshit bank balance. It will go. What is this methodology? What is this one? Round robin. It will send it to which server now? Server number 3. Server number 3 will come up and ask you, wait, who are you? The request is coming with, I am Dikshit. Server number 3 will come up and check it out. Let me look at my session. Is there any information about you is there? Session is present where? Server number 2, but the request went to where? Server number 3, and the server number 3 will come up and say, I don't know who are you, your information is not present in my server. It will throw back to you one page asking you, please enter username and password. Arey man, just now I provided username and password. Okay, maybe something is wrong. So what do? Again you type username and password and click on OK. Again the request will go to, where is that one? Server number 4. Authenticate with the database. All the username and password is correct. A cookie gets created in the server number 4, and it will deliver welcome to Dikshit. Ammaya, Dikshit will come up and say super, now it will work. Now we'll click on bank balance. What will happen now? The request will go to where? Server number 5. Server number 5 will come up and say, who are you? Hey, I am Dikshit, man. Server number will 5 and see, I don't have the cookie, please enter username and password. Arey, what is this, man? Is it a correct way? Is it a
No.
correct way? Are you able to understand, right? So generally what is meant by a stateful application means a state of yours is stored in one as a session. Okay, but what is the biggest problem you are able to see? I'll tell you the biggest problem. The not only round robin, the biggest problem here is how many servers we have here. That is fine. So Dikshit will enter 2, 3, 4 times password. That is fine. What will happen if your application servers are 500 in ICICI, and ICICI has like that? So many people log in 500. So 500 times you enter username and password. What is the biggest enemy here? Session is stored on a server. Is it clear, right? Now, welcome to the next. Hope you understood what is stateful application and what is stateless application. Now, what do you want to do? Oh, sir, what is that one, sir? My session is present in server number 2, right? Dikshit section present is present in server number 2. So, what should happen? Welcome to a concept called as, write it down. What is that? Stickiness. What is an English word called as stickiness? Yeah. What is the meaning of a stickiness? Stick to something. So you need to go to AWS. You need to go to the load balancer, especially the load balancer or the target groups. Okay. And enable stickiness is equal to what is that? On. And as I said you, this is all whose work? Developer work. You need to just configure. When you enable stickiness is equal to on, it will ask you, do you know what is this one? Cookie details. What is the cookie name? Developer will know because developer will be creating. He will provide that information. Just enter. Now what will happen when you enable stickiness? When do you enable stickiness? When your application is stateful application. Otherwise it is using all the servers it is going. So if it is a stateful application and you need to enable stickiness, if you enable stickiness is equal to on, what will happen? The end user load balancer, sorry, laptop load balancer, server number 1, server number 2, server number 3, server number 4. Example is a database server. All the application servers are connecting to this one, load balancing connecting to this one. Now Dikshit will enter ICICI.com. The request will go to server number 1. Validate the username and password with the database. Now what happens? The session gets created here. This is what is that? A session gets created of whom session? Dikshit information. It will send a signal to what is that? Load balancer, that, and it will go and look it out. What is this one? Stickiness. In this load balancer will store some information. Array, if Dikshit login next time, simply forward to which server? Server number 1. So it sticks the session of Dikshit to server number 1. So next time Dikshit will log in 100 times, it will not go to server number 1, 2, 3, 4 because the session is present in server number 1 only. So when you enable, what is that? Stickiness is equal to enable. These request will go here only. I'll tell you the big disadvantage of a auto scaling. So Dikshit is logging, the server is going to server number 1. Now suddenly Dikshit is logging, man. Dikshit is logging in the night 1 o'clock in ICICIbank.com. Night 1 o'clock, how many people will log into ICICIbank.com? Many people, less people? Very less people. So this server CPU percentage is, what is the percentage? 5%. This is 50. This is 50. This is 45. In auto scaling, in scale down, what will happen? Because server number 1 is very loaded, but where is Dikshit session is present? Server number 1. Suddenly this server number 1 gets deleted. Why? Scale down policy. So what will happen right now? Dikshit cookie is deleted. Now Dikshit will go and click on, I want basically state, I want to go and click on bank balance. You click on it. The request will go and it will go to server number 2. Server number 2, Dikshit his details are not there. Once again, if the server number 1 is deleted, Dikshit will provide username and password, and the stickiness is enabled onto the second server. Is it clear, right? So that is the small disadvantage of auto scaling with stateful applications. Stateless application, you don't have any problem. Any server gets deleted, no problem. Stateful application, a session is stored on a server side. If that server is deleted, your session is deleted. So the end user has to enter one more time username and password. Is it clear? That is the difference between a stateless application, stateful application. For stateful application with auto scaling, people will enable stickiness concept. Hope it is clear, sir. Is it clear? Anyone has any questions? Online people, is it clear? It's
Yes.
full
Yeah,
of, yes, sir.
if it is server 1 you are deleted, the sticky fill will be getting from the load balancer. It will store
Yes,
on the load balancer.
the server number 1 is not there. So what will happen? it will go and send load balancer, will redirect to any server number 2 or 3 or 4, and the session is not present in 3, 4 and 5. So it will ask again, Dikshit, please enter username and password. Once Dikshit enter username and password, load balancer will forward the request to any of server number 1, 2 and 3. Server number, example, server number 2 will authenticate, and in server number 2 session gets created, and that information is updated onto the load balancer. Load balancer sticks to server number 2.
If it is again server number 2 is closed, again it will be same process. We need to repeat.
Same procedure. So that is the reason why advancement came into picture. That is the reason, instead of storing the session in server number 1, 2, 3, 4, what they are doing, they are taking one server called as, will not talk about that. I think you have heard about, have you heard about Redis cache? There is a concept called as a Redis cache, a server, which will now one common server. I will store Dikshit information, my information, all the sessions in this server, common server, not on an individual server level. We will talk about that one when we go into the system design. Go and type it in Google, Redis cache or mem cache. You will get an idea. It is nothing but a cache data. You can store your session details also. It's all up to your architecture, how you are designing. This is called as stateful application, stateless application. And stateful application, you will see some problems in the applications when the auto scaling is enabled, especially scale up and scale down. That is the reason people enable stickiness concept. Is it clear, right? Where do you see stickiness concept? It's stickiness concept in load balancer, in classic load balancer, directly on the classic load balancer. Otherwise, it is networking or application load balancer. It is present on basically, what is that? Into the target group. What is this? What is target? Can you read about what is meant by stickiness? Type of stickiness that is target. If you enable, the load balancer binds a client session to a specific instance within the target group. So whenever the request will go, it will go into that system only. You need to enable this one. So for that enable, you need the cookie names, TTL, time to live. Have you seen in ICICIbank.com? You log into ICICIbank.com. Don't do anything for ICICIbank.com for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, what will happen? Huh? Sign off.
I know.
Automatically it sign offs. What is the reason?
Yes.
Because in the server side, you mentioned, if any request is not coming to the session, after 3 minutes, the session will delete. That is the reason you click on it. It will ask you, please enter username and password, because the session is expired. So time to live. So that is what it is. You select deregistering, start, load balancer, round robin method, or lease it about what is stickiness enabled. You enable stickiness enabled here. What is the duration of your stickiness? Understood, right? Time to live, all these things are, you own it. You need to provide, not you, developer will provide you. You just need to enable it. Is it clear, right? This one you will never get anywhere. I can guarantee you, you will not get anywhere, especially stateful and stateless application. Very, very, very important. There is no difference between AWS, Azure, GCP, IBM Cloud, anything. All the application has general application, stateful or stateless application. To support those things, these people enable with stickiness kind of a concept. Any questions? Anyone has any questions?
Sir, and I have one more question on that one. So now, my peak hours, my application running on the peak hours, on the load balancer side, I'm keep on I'm doing something kind of a search or something, and frequently again it will look for the server one only, but the server is all,
Only your session will go to server number 1 only.
but it is busy. All there is already engaged with some other requests and all. Okay, then
Okay.
that time there will be.
Your session is binded to server number 1. Dikshit
But yeah,
server may bind it to server number 3.
No, if there is a case, right, it is not dedicated to one user. A server one number one is not dedicated to user one
So
like
then
me,
it will
right?
throw you an error saying that 402, 403, 503, 501 session timeout. These things it will throw you.
So that problem also can occur, right?
That can also be occurring. Yes, sir. That's the reason you have to design it properly. What is the number of CPU cores? How many servers it can handle? How many users can handle by a single user, single server, single user? All those things you have to take care from the background and then design an architecture. Mm, mm. Yes. So that is the reason. So today's world is little bit faster, sir. In the olden days, security is the most key concern. So it depends upon your company. I'll tell you a very simple example. Log into icicibank.com. Don't do anything for 3 minutes, it will session out. Log into gmail.com. Don't do for 7 hours also, it will stick. Why? Time to live, they have increased in Gmail. The cookie will be present for 12 hours or 24 hours. Okay. No, nothing will happen. If you are continuously working, as I said to you, right? Sometime in the background, server gets deleted because of scale down. Then the error will come. Yes. Some error happens or anything, flushing and everything. Then it will again happen. Okay. Hope you got my point, sir. Is it clear, sir? What is meant by a stateful application? What is meant by a stateless application? Actually, I wanted to start a new AWS service today because tomorrow and day after tomorrow I will be not available, or 3 days, I don't know, 2 or 3 days I will be not available. But I can see the strength. Number of people are very less, so I'll go into this one tomorrow. Is it clear, right? So you know what is meant by internet, what is meant by bandwidth, what are the factors of distance, what is meant by a virtual machine. Virtual machine as a service in AWS is called as EC2. EC2 is IaaS, infrastructure as a service. AWS is providing rest of the things. I log in and I'll configure it. AWS is providing virtual machine. AWS is providing network in the form of VPC. AWS is providing public IP address. AWS is providing me load balancer. AWS is providing me auto scaling. AWS is providing session based kind of things for my stateful, stateless applications. Is it clear, guys? Online people, anyone has any questions, please let me know. If you don't have any questions, I will go for AWS certification questions right now. Some of the AWS certification we will go, and you don't have any questions, please let me know. Is it clear, people?
Yeah,
Yeah, we are good.
Kumar, one
Yes, sir.
question.
Yes,
See,
sir.
how my application knows that I'm not using it, session is expiring. They are checking the health check. What is
Which which
methodology they will
which
use?
which one? Which one? Whose
Suppose
application? Who is checking?
so ICICI Bank is one application. I logged in. Okay,
Hmm.
then I check my balance, but I have not done after that, and it will be a session as we discussed. Session will be expired after 3 minutes. But how my server, wherever it is, will knows that I am not using it? How it will know? Is
Server
there
will
any
not
health?
know that, sir. No. It's a very simple, sir. In this diagram, if you see where is the session is present, the session is present in server number 2, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. After 3 minutes, this file gets deleted. There is nothing called at how the server number 1 or 2 or anything. This file is getting deleted. That's it. That is the reason session timeout or cookie TTL you'll define. TTL is equal to 3 minutes. Time to live. Write it down. TTL is nothing but time to live it. In a session, you will mention something about time to live for this session is 3 minutes if no request is coming. After 3 minutes, not a single request come, that particular cookie gets deleted, sir. That's it. So what will happen? Now, next time you go and click on it, the request will go to server number 2. No cookie is there. What will happen? It will ask you, please enter the username and password again. Simple.
That TTL will stored on the server level log.
Yes. It is stored in a session. It is stored in a session. So if a cookie is defined with TTL, TTL is present in a cookie. In a server side, if TTL is mentioned, it is mentioned in both. Wherever the session is there, you can mention TTL is one property.
But in Gmail, right, we don't have any TTL, right? So who will be sending
No,
that
no, no.
TTL?
Who said there is no TTL? TTL would be 12 hours
Okay.
or 30 days. You don't do anything for 30 days or 24 hours, you log in after Gmail, then it may come up and say, please enter your Gmail because it is expired. It is all up to you. If TTL of Gmail is set it to 14 days, if you log in for the next 14 days, you don't log in, it will be there. Understood, right?
Okay.
It is
Yeah.
one company to another. You own your company's application. You own your application. How do you define for your own security? You will configure those things. Okay. So this
Okay.
is EC2
Is it a
instance. Yes,
mandatory
sir.
at the time of sending the request? The TTL is a mandatory one.
You will not go for, you don't do mandatory anything, sir. You don't worry about anything. All the property of that session is taken care by a developer. So
Yeah.
what is the
As I
TTL
am
has to by
developer.
default set? What are the internal property? We are talking information about client session, right? What information of client session has to be taken care? Everything they will generate and they will set up. So if you need more information about that one, so you will get a lot of information about what is meant by user property, not Dynatrace hosted. What are the session properties? Okay, user session, please user session or cookie properties. If you see here, right? So you will have expiry attribute, domain name. So lot of properties are there based on the one the developer will develop it. So they will have a lot of information. See here, sir. Cookie, max age to live, key, session, all these things a developer will write it down. You will not write it down anything. It is taken care by a developer. What the value should be there.
Okay, Kumar. And one more general question. So when I was talking about this AWS course, right, and to my colleagues and all, they're asking me, generally, even I have a question, same thing. So which kind of certification we can be, eligible after taking of, this AWS course, right? So can I,
Sir,
means, can I take?
personally, I'm telling you, never go behind AWS certificate. Go behind AWS services and knowledge. Ultimately, when you are very good in AWS services, that are the questions which will come in AWS certification. Okay. If you ask me personally, all the associate level AWS certification you can target. Any associate level. SysOps, developer, or solution architect. Associate level, you can easily target. But only thing, don't go into AWS certification kind of a thing. Like I want to go and target AWS certification. I'm not here to go to teach only AWS certificates, sir. I'm here to get you a very good knowledge. I'm here to go and provide you a knowledge where you will gain lot of knowledge. Ultimately, those questions will come in AWS certification. Simple. Understood, right? All the associate level. Go into AWS certification and click on associate level. You will see 4 or 3 AWS certification. You can target those things after this 70 or 80 days of session is completed.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, if that is clear. So I don't know whether you guys can crack it or not. And I am the most laziest person. Where did I forwarded it? Man, WhatsApp, I've sent it out. Then okay, so I've written some 100 questions, but let's go into not that 100 questions. Let's go into, you have any AWS certification? I've written all the AWS certification real questions here, but all are this not related to EC2 instance. Multiple are there. Let's search for it. Okay, let me see here. Can you see anywhere AWS certification man here or here? Lazy bugger. AWS master one. Okay, so let's open this one. Right click, extract. Yeah, try this one and answer it. Don't, and I provided this information. Don't come up and say I did not provide it. This is a VPC. Go and tell me. And the answers which are selected there, don't come up and say A means A is the answer. No. Use your mind and tell me the answer.
NAT gateway.
Use your mind. Use your mind. Go through the notes which I provided, what you have written, and tell me the answer. Answer. What is the answer? What is the answer, sir? B? Who said B? NAT
Myself.
gateway? No.
I,
Wrong. B is wrong answer. Okay. So the
C.
answer,
C. Answer is C.
okay, answer is A. I mentioned this one also, and I will ask you to write it down. Okay, so what is that one? A solution architect designing a VPC instance in a private subnet must be able to establish not IPv4, IPv6 they have mentioned. So if it is IPv4, then the answer is B. NAT. NAT can only handle private subnet. You need internet IPv4 NAT. But if you want IPv6, it is going to be ingress only internet gateway. I mentioned this one very clearly, and you people have written it. Answer is A. That is the reason minute each and everything you have to learn yourself. Clearly go for it. So now let us
Okay.
take an example. You don't know the answer. Most of the people will go and click on B. Okay, design automatically and not incur any additional cost. Okay. Yes. So let us take an example. Very simple. If you don't know the answer, right, what you need to do, don't go for a correct answer. Eliminate the wrong answers. For your example, if you see, you know the answer is a NAT. That means what is the meaning of a C? Custom NAT instance. Now what is this one? You don't have that option. C is wrong. D, VPC endpoint. I did not explain you VPC endpoints. D is wrong. C and D is wrong. Answer is A or B. Read the question twice. It is not saying IPv4, it is saying IPv6 and zero cost. When you want to go for a zero cost, NAT gateway is having a cost. So answer is A. Is it clear, guys? So please go through all our basics, sir. Nothing I extraordinarily something I'm providing. Okay, go for it. Okay, I'm not going to go for this one because this is, don't go for right now, but this is question related to network load balancer. You do a network load balancer and let me know. I don't know, I gave you one task to go for network load balancer. No, you can't answer this one. Pre-tier a web-based application customer world analysis requires take more time to look. Expected. What is the improvement to go for it? No, this is, let me write it down. This is related to, let me, all these things are in GUI. Okay, no. Okay, go for it. Okay, a company newly web-based application running on EC2 instance across multiple availability zones with heavily accessed during, and the very, very important word, he is using a word, regular business hour. So you know when is the peak time. Like for your example, 9 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock in the morning is a peak time. Regularly, so many people logging. After business hour, usage will be minimum. No one will use it. So what do you want to do? You want to do what fleet scaling approach should be used to scale the EC2 fleet to handle the traffic demand. What should I do? Let's go for first one. Manually scaling across all this one. You'll do manually. It's
No.
bad, right? Manually, how do you do it? Let's go for provision for peak hour. So instead of that one, you know, regularly 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, the system will increase. Go schedule it to go and increase the servers from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, because it is very clearly saying not any business hour. It is saying regular business hour. So answer is likely to be C. Let's go for D. Programmatically terminate. Why do I go and terminate when the server is very highly loaded? Why should I terminate the server? It is ridiculous answer. So answer here is, what is that? C is the answer. Is it clear, guys? C is the answer for here. It's all about your knowledge, sir. Don't think about something. Let's go and again change this one too. Rename this one. I'm the laziest person, man. Seriously. No, this is EFS. So you should see a lot of combination of EC2 and EFS. This is S3. Lazy bugger. This is route EC2 and route 53. Or don't worry, I have a lot of questions for you. No. Oh man. Okay. Same question again, repeating. Where is that one? Is, yeah, go for it. Good question. It's a very good question. Very, very good question. You need a pen and a paper. And this is a quality of questions you will get it. Use your mind and tell me the answer. I'm going to sleep it for 1 minute. You tell me the answer. What is that? What is that? And I already explained you this one for 15 minutes. I explained you 10 minutes. I explained you on this topic. Use your mind, and I exactly this is what I explained you. Tell me the answer. Online people, what is the answer? Online people,
Yes, yes. Looks like the
what is
second
the
one.
answer? What is the answer? I already explained you this one. Very neatly. The four. Okay. What is the answer? The solution architect is designing a 3-tier web-based application. Architects want to restrict access to database to accept the traffic from application. So there is a database server. Only application server should access the database, not any other server. However, these application servers are in auto scaling group. What will happen in auto scaling group? Server will decrease, server will increase, and vary the quality. What should I do? Pretty simple. I explained you this one. Where did I explain you? You can simply go and provide an answer A, B, C, D. No. Tell me, where did I explain you? Nah, what is that? No.
Security group.
Yeah, very good. During security group, fourth type of security group. You remember, I
Yes.
created this one only. What is the answer here? Answer is B here. So you remember this one? I told you fourth type of a security group. What is the fourth security group? You have a database server here, and application servers are present here. And this application server IP address are getting changed because server is getting deleted. Another server is getting created. So what should I do? What should I allow? What should I allow? I will go and create a common, what is that?
Security.
Application
Yeah.
security group, and attach this application security group to all the system. And I mentioned anyone is coming with application security group. What should I do?
Should accept
You
to
remember this
application
one?
group.
Fourth
Yes,
type.
yes.
So this is the one answer. The answer is configure the database security group to allow out the traffic from application server IP addresses. IP address are getting changed. A is wrong. Configure the database subnet. Subnet. I can go for a subnet, but by mistake in that subnet another server is added. So C is wrong. D is wrong. Answer is B. Very clearly I explained you B. So that's the reason why. Keep it in your mind, sir. Please. Important, sir. I did not just explain you just for fun. This is important. Let me write it down here. Now go for it. You need a pen and a paper. I think I went for this one. I went for this one, right? I went for this one last time. I went for this one, sir. Let's leave it right now. Okay, I went for this one. Remember, right? I'll not go for this one. Okay. This is also, what is that? EC2. Let's see, is there any EC2 questions? This one we already went. Okay. Okay. Please start. Go for it. Let's see. A data processing application runs i3.large EC2 instance with a single 100 GB EC2 general purpose to volume. The application stores temporary data in a small database less than 30 GB located in the EBS volume. Okay. Application is struggling to process the data fast enough, and the solution artist determined that the IO speed temporary database is a bottleneck. What should I do? Good question. It's a good question. Even I don't know the answer. Let's see. First of all, so what is that one? So why it is blocking? So 100 GB, the application stores temporary data in a small database less than 30 GB located in the EBS root. Oh, EBS root volume. Okay. Got it. Now I got it. The application is struggling to process the data. Fastness solution are determined to basically. What's the answer? What is the most cost? Oh, the question is so. See here, sir is not asking. I want anything. What is that? Cost. Not about how do I make it fast. He is asking. The question is different, and the content is different. The question is different. What is the most cost effective to improve the database response time? Cost effective way to respond faster. Okay, enable EBS optimization. EBS optimization on the instance and keep the temporary for existing volume. If you enable EBS optimization, you will get a dedicated bandwidth and you are using GP2. GP2 you will not get any advantage because when you use provision IOPS only you will get it. Answer A is wrong. What is meant by EBS optimization? Can anyone tell me? I mentioned you very important point. EBS optimization. EBS optimization, when you go for more and more and more IOPS, bandwidth should onto that volume should be very high. It should automatically increase. So, but you are selecting what is that volume? GP2. GP2 is a formula. What is that? Size into 3. So, if you enable EBS optimization, you will not get any advantage. A is wrong. Let's go for B. Put a temporary data storage on a new EBS GP2 volume. This seems to be correct because I'm going to go and create a temporary data on a new volume. So the biggest problem why the system is getting slower, according to me, the answer is this one. What is this one? C drive. C drive only you are adding a database. So which is wrong. Let's see. B may be an answer. Let's go for it. Move the temporary data into one instance. Okay. Okay. C is also correct. Okay. Put temporary data in a new volume with 3K IOPS provisioning. Put the temporary database on a new 50 GB IO1. So answer is D. Answer is D. Very simple. Why? See. Okay. Sorry guys. Answer is B. How many people agree with me? Okay. So very good question. It's a very good question. Let me answer it why. So there are simple things you need to understand. First thing is what is that? They are storing in root volume, which is wrong. You need to move away. C drive you are storing. Let's go and keep it in D drive. Okay. And the question is also tricky. Cost effective. Cost should be reduced. So let's go for it. Enable EBS optimization. This is gone case. This is the wrong answer. We know. Put the temporary data storage in a new volume. That is very good. But if you see, move the temporary data in. Okay. Okay. What is the answer? Now I got it. See, I'm studying reading wrong. Sir, please go for it. What is this one? Answer is C. Absolutely correct answer is C. What is this cost efficient you? What is the meaning of instant store? Can anyone tell me? What is instant store? What is instant store? Nah, that is snapshot. That is no. Instant store. What's the difference between EBS volume and instant store volume? What's the difference? Come on, guys. There are two types of volume I mentioned. What are those volumes? One is EBS. Another one is what? Instant store. Instant store is temporary, free, and very fast. So what is the cost effective way? What is that? See,
Yes.
very simple. Instant store. I was thinking instance. I did not see this one. I was thinking move it into the temporary database in one instance, then it will be costly. But what is that? Instant store. Answer is 100% C. Good. Good question. Is it clear, right? On a cost effective way, C is the correct one. Now someone will come up and say, forget about the cost. I want very, very fast. Then the answer is D. Because you are going for what is that? IO1. That is what is that? Provision IOPS, high IOPS. with 3000 input output process per second, very fast, but it is very costly. Instant store is a temporary storage, you remember? And he is also talking about what is that? What is that? Temporary data. So answer absolutely is C. Good. Are you getting my point, sir? Online people,
Yes.
clear, sir?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Instant store.
So I'll sign off right now. So let's see you. Maybe I'll inform you. Maybe I will be back on, like, what is, I don't know. Let me open my calendar and show me. I'm lazy guy. So normal, click on it. Tomorrow I will be not there. Let's see you on Friday. Okay, 6th morning. Let's see it.
Okay.
I will inform them to send a message, or else directly, if you don't, if it is nothing, you just come on Friday. 6th
Okay.
is the way. 4th and 5th I will be not there. Maybe suddenly, I don't know whether my bus cancels that and everything, then you will get an SMS like, let's go and join on 7th. Likely nothing will happen. Let's see you on 6th. Okay. Okay guys, thank you.